Streaming live from the John Pulcino studio inside of High Tech High School in Secaucus, New Jersey, it's the Deleted Major Show on WHIT Podcasting. Call in and join the conversation at 201-589-0321. I'm your announcer, Mia, and now your host, Chloe.
Good morning. I'm your host, Chloe, and with me today is we have our very first special guest. We have Jazz, who is also in our major. Behind the glass is Jackie and DePiro, and today's topic is music throughout the decades. So, Jazz, what do you want to start it off with since you're our guest? And
Okay, thanks for putting me on the spot. You know,
You're
didn't
so
really,
very
like,
welcome.
introduce myself. Like I'm
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Jaslyn Mariah Fergoso. I go to High Tech High School. I'm a junior. I used to be in music and audio technology with these two clowns. Very talented out of the bunch. I love them very much. I play multiple instruments. I play trumpet, guitar, bass, piano, and drums, and I sing a little. So yeah.
Crazy.
And I guess we can start off music on the decades is because we first started off with like simple classical music from Beethoven and Mozart with their symphonies.
Yeah. Guess that's where it all started.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because people don't really talk about Renaissance music, which technically is the century or like a few centuries before that. Renaissance music is not very exciting. It's mostly music that's played specifically for churches. So
Yeah.
classical music is where it really starts.
Yeah. Classical music is where it's at.
Yeah.
Yes. Like in music appreciation, we just watched a movie. I'm pretty sure our music teacher wanted us to watch it. It's called Amadeus, and we have some of Mozart's music playing in the background. And it was about Mozart and his like kind of rivalry with Salieri. It was really good.
Oh.
And we're also listening to Mozart's Symphony Number 27 in A major for that.
Okay.
And we're also listening to Mozart's 40th or 41st Symphony, which is in G minor. So, do you guys know any of like Mozart's symphonies besides the ones I
don't know a lot of pieces by name because they're all very similar. It's like sonata, sonatinas, and then they say like what key they're in. I don't really know them by name, but the one that's like really, really famous is, I believe, Sonata in C major, which I played a couple of years ago. I forgot how to play it now, but to be honest, personally, I think it's a little bit overrated just because you hear it everywhere. But it's a good starter piece. I like it.
Yeah. What about you, Jazz?
I'm not a big fan of classical music. Like last year, I did listen to some of it for music class, but other than that, I don't really have any recollection of classical music.
Mm-hmm. I do remember there being a story, I believe it was of Mozart, where he went to the Sistine Chapel, and there's a piece that was written specifically to be played in the Sistine Chapel and nowhere else. And you couldn't like transcribe the music. You couldn't like bring it outside the Vatican, basically. And he listened to it once. He got home and he wrote out every single part of like the 9-voice piece or like 15 voices individually. And the Pope thought it was so amazing because he listened to it once and he went back a second time to make sure that he was right with some of the parts. And it turns out he was. And the Pope just like, he gave him a medal because it was so amazing that he did that, like all by ear and by memory. So.
Yeah, Mozart is very talented. Symphony Number 29, the one that we're listening to right now, he was 18 years old when he wrote that. That means he wrote 28 other symphonies before the age of 18.
He probably wrote some other stuff before he was he did that Sistine Chapel thing when he was 14, I think, or 15. I could be wrong about that, but he was very young.
That could not
14-year-old Mozart.
That 14?
Mhm.
What were we doing when we were 14?
Oh God, I was
I was
dyeing my
playing
hair.
Among Us at 14, and he over there was creating music, composing. 29 by the age of 18. That's
Yep.
really phenomenal, to be honest.
Yeah,
And
child
especially-
prodigy.
And especially
he
playing
was.
by ear too,
Yeah,
and training your ear. That's such a difficult task to do,
yeah.
and it's very, and it's very task worthy, but it's worth it at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going past classical music, in more recent time, like classical music lasted a long time. You know, you have classical era, you have the romantic era, then it goes into the contemporary era, which is more, you know, early to late 1900s, where jazz was very popular, ragtime, all of the variants of that, blues. So
Yeah.
I guess the most notable piece is The Entertainer by Scott Joplin. I guess I forgot when that came out. It was pretty early. Which then I guess what was the music of like 1930s, 1940s? Big bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of like the early 1900s was like jazz and like
Very jazz heavy.
yeah.
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 Like if you take a look at the Roaring 20s, like when they would go to these like huge extravagant parties, it would all be like jazz music playing.
And the vaudeville shows.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Yes, we just talked about this in
Yeah.
our history class today.
Yeah.
It was very. I had no clue a word like that existed. To be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're basically like modern day clubs, but in the 1900s.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it called? In the early 1920s, I believe. The axe murderer. Okay, this is a bit off topic, but the axe murderer. In New Orleans, there was like a case where he sent a he sent a letter to the newspaper saying if everybody plays jazz on like a certain day, then I won't kill anybody. But anybody who isn't playing jazz will be killed that day. And nobody was killed that day.
But how would he know who was playing jazz and who wasn't?
You know what? I feel
Oh, you know what? Newspaper. Never mind.
yeah.
Sorry.
So like that day, I think that day America was like truly alive. You know, big bands were playing all over the place. People were in clubs and bars, just like listening to music. And I believe there's a song that was written because of this. I think it's called "Don't Scare Me, Papa." It's called "The Axeman's Jazz."
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty nice song.
Maybe if I hear it.
Yeah.
I'll, like. But did they ever find out like the reason why he wanted everybody to play jazz? Like I know New Orleans is notorious for jazz music, so maybe that's the reason why. But
I think he wrote it in the letter that he wrote to the newspaper. He was just like, I'm really fond of jazz music, so if everybody's playing it, then I won't kill anybody. What does that say? Squirrel nut zippers? Beasts of Burgundy.
Nice.
It looks very New Orleans.
yeah,
Yeah.
reminds me of Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Type of art.
Wasn't Princess and the Frog set in like New Orleans?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Princess and the Frog. It's like my favorite Disney movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going off topic, but what's your favorite Disney movies, guys?
Ooh.
Like
Ah.
animated Disney.
Oh, animated. Okay.
Well, you can say like a not animated too.
This would be like basic, but Mulan.
Mulan.
Mulan's
I
a
love
great
Mulan.
one.
Oh my
We love
gosh.
Mulan, yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. That was like I remember it was the first Disney movie that I remember like watching clearly because it was the moment that I realized, hey, I kind of look like her. It was like, yo, she can kick butt. I can kick butt too. I don't know. It was like the first time I really saw someone that looked like me represented in like mainstream media. So that was pretty cool for like 4-year-old me. How about you?
I don't know. I like I don't know if this is a Disney movie, but Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yep.
Because I know it's on
Tim
Disney
Burton.
Plus, but
Such a classic. I love it.
I love
Mhm.
it so much.
Why?
I don't know. I'm a really, really big Halloween person. Like, I love Halloween. And I don't know. It's just like one of the first like actual like Halloween-ish movies that I got into. So I really like that one.
I think the reason why I love Princess and the Frog so much was because when I was younger, I really wanted to be a princess. And so
So
when I saw Tiana like as a princess, I was like, oh my god, that's gonna be me in the future.
Oh, that's so cute.
Also, I loved, and I was a big fan of cooking when I was younger and baking.
Yeah.
So when she would bake or cook, I was like, oh my god, she is literally me. Like that is me in a movie. So that's like, I love it. I love it.
That's great. I love that.
All right.
So
Nice.
going back to music, I guess.
Sorry,
Yeah.
we got a little sidetracked.
Yeah, no, for good reasons. Music of the 1950s, 60s? Is that where we are?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're at the 50s.
Yeah.
So
Elvis. That's yeah.
Yes.
Elvis.
Elvis.
I love this one art. I think it's from the 50s. 50s or 60s. I honestly don't know.
Mhm.
But his name's Del Shannon.
Okay.
And he made this song called Runaway. And I actually learned it on guitar. It's so good. But it sounds like very 50s. And my grandma loves it too.
Ooh, Graham.
Graham
Graham Grams. I love
Graham
Graham
for the
Grams.
win.
This was also when like boy bands started taking place, like the Beatles.
Yeah.
Beatles, sorry.
The Beatles.
The Surfers. There's
Beach Boys?
Beach Boys. Sorry,
Beach Boys. Oh, Surfers.
The Surfers. That's like their name.
There was another one. Oh my god, what is it called? But one of them went to the school that my father went to.
Really?
I think a couple years before my father went to the high school. But like by association, I think he knows him or something. I don't know. It's something like that.
My dad met a famous person
Yeah. It was crazy.
that we don't know the name of.
Oh my god, I swear. I'll figure it out later, but
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that paved the way because this is when they started. The boy bands were doing rock, especially the Beatles. Like there's multiple Beatles. Oh wait, wasn't the Rolling Stones in the 60s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me shelter.
Give me that brings back memories.
It does. We
Yes.
performed it. That's a lie. I was gonna say we performed it this time this year, but it was a lie. That was the other coffee house.
Yeah.
Last year.
I missed that time.
I miss everybody.
I miss
Yeah.
everyone so much.
We went hard on percussion.
We did.
Yes.
I ate
For real, with
I-
the
I ate
shaker.
with my shaker and my trumpet.
Yes. The trumpet
Yes.
solo. Oh my god. Crazy.
And I played bass.
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 Yeah. And Brooke on piano with his
I
solo.
thought you said
Oh
Brooklyn.
my
I was like
God.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Brock.
Yeah. His piano solo. Oh
God.
my
Brooke
god.
is such a talented musician. You know, if Brooke watches this show, Brooke, I
We
love
love
you.
you. Love
I love
you.
you.
We love
We
you.
love
We
you,
love
Brooke.
you.
Brooke, please come back.
Please
Please
come
come
back.
back.
Please come back to us. Please.
I will make a petition for all the MAT kids to come back.
Let's have a
And-
reunion performance.
Please,
Yes.
we need to jam out.
Yeah. We need to get the seniors back in here.
You know my number, guys.
Yeah.
And if you don't worry about it. You're not the audience. Oh my god, yes.
Oh my god.
Arthur and
That's
Glenda
literally-
on the vocals.
That's literally that.
Yeah.
Audrey on guitar. CJ on bass.
Yeah.
Gio on drums.
Oh my god, Cook on piano. Me, you, and Ken
On
on
percussion.
percussion. We carried.
For real.
We really carried.
The shaker
Yeah.
and the cowbell never sounded better.
I know.
You could actually hear it though. Like in all honesty, it was really clear.
You
Yeah.
could-
Your mic was on. My mic wasn't on.
I made sure they heard me. Oh my god, when my trumpet solo came on.
Oh my
I
god.
put my trumpet like right above the mic,
Yeah.
so when I played my solo, they would hear everything. I wanted the whole
Yes.
auditorium to shake when I
Yes.
performed.
As you
Yes.
should.
As you
No.
should, because honestly, that trumpet solo was so good.
Thank you. And it
Yeah.
came out of the blue. It was just I was just trying to like figure out and play around with it.
That's the
then-
art of music.
I know.
Yeah.
I say this
I
a
love
lot.
music. I don't know what I'd do without music.
Yeah.
Honestly, me too.
I still have all the practice videos.
You do?
From last
Oh,
year.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Send them.
I
Send
will.
them to me.
Yes.
Okay. So after, let's see, 1970s. Right.
I love the 70s and 80s, but I love the 70s because you have Queen, you
Mhm.
have ABBA, you have the Bee Gees.
Oh my god,
Mhm.
ABBA. ABBA.
They just like
I
stack
love
on top
ABBA.
of each
I
other.
love ABBA.
Literally.
It gets better every time.
All right, what's your favorite song from each of the bands you listed?
Ooh, okay. What did I say? BG. Okay, BG Staying Alive. It's like it's
Classic.
the most basic answer, but it's a classic.
Yeah.
Like you gotta
You're allowed
love
to love it.
Queen, I like literally love every song by Queen, but I forgot the name of it. Okay, we'll come back to Queen. I really like Voulez-Vous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's French for like if you go or if you stay.
I took French and I don't know.
Oh my
I'm
god.
so sorry.
Oui.
Oh, the Queen one was Death on Two Legs.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yes.
amazing.
What about you?
From the 1970s, I listened to a lot of like Japanese city pop from the 1970s. I absolutely love city pop, especially like 1970s, 1980s city pop. There's a song called good question. What is it called? It's in Japanese. It's called Don't Ask Me Anything in English. I believe it's Nani mo kikanai de in Japanese. I'm sorry, I butchered that.
Well,
But I love that song so much. And of course the classics like Plastic Love, Stay With Me. But yeah. So I mainly listen to just Japanese city pop from that era. How about you?
I'm gonna ask a really dumb question,
Okay.
but my mind is blank. But
Okay.
didn't Michael Jackson do music like starting in the 70s? Correct. I know
Yeah.
he started especially when he was younger with the Jackson
Yeah,
5,
definitely.
but I'd say my favorite song from him is Off the Wall from the album Off the
Oh.
Wall. It was amazing.
That's
It's so good.
amazing.
I love the bass in that song. Like you could just like feel it in your soul.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
that's my favorite song from like, 70s.
definitely. It's laid.
All right, I think moving on into the 80s, one of my favorite decades for music. Mia, what do you like from the 80s?
80s? Again, it's just mainly city pop. I feel like the older decades I listened to a lot of like Western music, but especially in the 80s, I listened to a lot of Japanese city pop as well as like Chinese / Hong Kong city pop, which is something that people don't really talk about, but it's actually pretty good. Yeah.
What about you?
I was just gonna ask the same thing. I like 80s metal. I'm a huge metalhead and like all kinds of like rock and stuff like that. So I really like Metallica, Iron Maiden, Megadeth. Megadeth, yeah. I was like, wait, is that from I think it's from the 80s. But yeah, I like AC/DC. I don't know if you consider that like heavy metal or like hard rock.
I consider that like hard rock or like
Yeah.
Yeah.
punk rock.
So yeah, that and yeah. I know Stranger Things has popularized. Yeah, 80s and like 80s like I guess like 80s like culture.
What was that?
I'm so confused. Me, I don't really listen to 80s music. Like that's not like my type of forte. But I have listened to like some like like some popular like rock and metal bands because my uncle and my big brother are huge metalheads. They love metals with their soul. So
Mhm.
I understand some metal songs because of them.
Yeah. Back in Black.
Yes.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
I love Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now we're to the 90s, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. I love the 90s. I like anything like from 80s and above. I love 90s grunge.
Mhm.
Like that's like the 90s was like when grunge really started to become like popularized.
Yeah.
And where I think it was like what, Chicago? Something with a C. Seattle, yeah.
Seattle.
Seattle with the C.
It has the C sound, okay? And bands like Nirvana, I think what Oasis is from the 90s. Is that the early 2000s?
I think it was early
It's around that
2000s.
era.
Maybe like late
Okay.
90s.
They kinda
early
blend into each other.
2000s.
Yeah. I love Nirvana,
Mhm.
and I'm not gonna go with the basic answer saying that my favorite Nirvana song smells like Teen Spirit because it's
Or
not.
In Bloom.
Or In Bloom. Like no, it's
So-
their cover of "The Man Who Sold the World"
Oh.
by David Bowie.
Oh my god.
Don't. No.
This one cosplayed as David Bowie.
I did not cosplay as
Fair.
David Bowie. My hair just happened to look like David Bowie.
Okay, well, you're still David Bowie.
I'd
Okay,
say
whatever.
my favorite song from Nirvana is Heart Shaped Box, especially the MTV
Yes.
Unplugged.
Yes,
Ooh.
I love the entire MTV Unplugged.
Yes.
That was on MTV Unplugged.
Yes.
Yeah.
His voice is just so raspy, and I like it live because you can like literally hear the emotion in his voice.
Yeah.
In the studio. What about you, Mia? What's your favorite 90s?
90s. I don't think I listened to enough songs from the 90s, or maybe I do. I just don't remember any of them.
Yeah.
But 90s music as a whole is a vibe, especially 90s R&B.
Oh my
90s hip
gosh.
hop.
Do
Yes.
not get me started on them. Oh my gosh. Biggie, Tupac. Oh my god. Lauryn
Crazy.
Hill.
Yes.
Oh my god. TLC. Oh my god. Monica. Oh my god. Don't even get me started. I love 90s R&B. That's like, oh my god.
That's like the peak era of
that
R&B.
is the peak of R&B, and I will
Yes.
stand by that until my
Yes.
grave. Also, Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
She kind of fell off.
She's defrosting right now. Don't worry.
Yeah,
No, she been out.
real.
She been out.
It's Christmas every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, now we get to the.
Early 2000s.
2000s.
Okay, I have so many artists.
Okay.
You got okay, R&B, Beyonce, Rihanna,
Queen.
Nicki Minaj. You got
Yes.
Usher. You got some Spanish songs: Romeo Santos, Mark Anthony,
Uh-huh. Oh,
Prince
Marc
Royce, and then I love Avenged Sevenfold.
Yes.
Oh.
Metal.
Yes.
That's one band in Slipknot.
Yes.
That's one. Those are the two bands that I learned from my uncle and my brother, because we used to play rock band a lot when we were younger, and that's like all the songs. Like most of the songs we would play, they're from rock band. I think my favorite Avenged Sevenfold song might be "Shepherd of Fire" and Slipknot.
Yes.
Snuff.
Yes.
Snuff.
I am also a huge fan of Slipknot. I love like early 2000s metal, like Avenged Sevenfold, Deftones, Slipknot, and there's the bell, Slay.
What
Yeah.
time is it?
It is
It is
2:59.
2:59. All right.
Oh gosh.
I guess we're gonna have to end this a little bit early.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
early?
Yeah.
This is earlier?
Well, we
Do
started a
you think
little
we just
late.
go?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for watching, and thanks to our special guest, Jazz. This is the Deleted Major Show on WHIT Podcasting.
Thanks for watching the Deleted Major Show. Tune into WHIT Podcasting's YouTube and Twitter pages for more info and shows. Have a great day.
Woo!
Woo!